I'm Real Genetic Demon, and this is What's on the Tape, Season 10, Volume 5. And we're continuing with this tape, but I have a sneaky suspicion it's just a duplication on the second side. It seems to be a Bulldog Classics collection. It seems to have all the Bulldog games in a complete collection, which is really weird, because it seems like a real tape where the cover's been removed. You can kind of see that the glue is there. So I'm not entirely sure what this was. We've had a little look, and many of my regular viewers have had a little look, and they can't find it. Nor can I, to be honest with you. So, but if this turns out to be a duplication, we have a backup. We have this one, which I got from the Retro Cavern not too long ago. So again, this is Retro Cavern as well. But I got this from Retro Cavern the other week, and I thought we'd give this one a try if that doesn't work. So this is the Ghostly Grange on here, and Brainstorm and Pentomania. So we basically got this one in reserve if we can't find anything on here. But just as a reminder for you, at the end of the season, I always like to do a compilation tape. So the options still available to us are the original hits, computer hits, which basically has those ones on there. Can you see them all? 6 original games, which includes Dark Star, Eddie Kidd's Jump Challenge, Heroes of Khan, Scuba Dive, A Day in the Life of, and Special Operations. And then we've also got this one as your option, which is the Computer Hits Mega Hits. Computer Hits 3, which has got a huge number of them. Now, if you chose Computer Hits 3 as your option, then it's going to be a two-parter, because there's 5 games on each side, basically, or on the tape. So it's going to take a while to go through. But there's some real classics on there, like Who Dares Wins 2, Cauldron, Juggernaut, Herbert's Dummy Run, Jeff Capes, Astro Clone. Give my regrets to Broad Street. I never got into that one, really. I've got the big box of that as well. Show Jumping from Alligator Software, and Forbidden Planet, of course, which I forgot at the beginning there. But there's some real classics on there. So without further ado, though, I am going to stick this into a tape drive. Right, the tape is in the drive, so we'll go down to the old favourite, 48K basic, and load it. So load speech marks, and let's do this. And let's find out whether or not it's what I'm hoping it isn't the same on the other side, but we'll give it a try, and we'll try to find out. This has been the oddest tape ever. I do feel it's definitely a compilation of some sort, but I don't know. If you watched last week's, it definitely felt like a compilation. Certainly when it came to the fact that it was all Mastertronic games, just lots and lots of Mastertronic games instead of a mishmash of anything else. It just seems a bit of an odd one. We'll see. If it says Streaker, then it's definitely the same game. No, it says Tennis. Right, okay, so we're not going to get to Ghastly Grange and Brainstorm and Pentomania today. We'll have to do that another day, actually. I'll tell you what I'll do is next week, because we hit lucky again. Next week, what I'll do is we'll do Ghostly Grange, Brainstorm, and Pentomania, but we'll do a couple of C15 tapes so that we kind of fill in the gaps there. Make sure we do that. So I'll find some C15s. There's been plenty sent through to me. I find the thing about C15s is great, but they're really annoying at the same time, and that doesn't look like it's loading correctly. That looks a bit off. Do you not think it looks a bit off to you? Looks a bit off to me. It's not a good start. Let's try that again. Let's rewind that, and we'll give that another try. We'll give that another try. We'll give it another load it and see what happens. Tennis. What tennis? I'm sure though. I bet you there's hundreds of Mastertronics tennis games out there. This seems like such an anomaly of tapes. It really does. I'm not sure what to think of this one. We've had such a mixture of things with it. I mean, and I know that's not very descriptive, but there's definitely a lot of things going on with it. That's for certain. There's a lot of things. I've got coffee. What have you got? I hope you've got a nice beverage, a nice tasty beverage. Oh, that's not good. That sounded like it was loading there, but it's not loading at all. That wasn't good at all. Right, put it back in there then. We'll give it another try. Rewind that a little bit. Let's see if that'll do it better this time round. Didn't even want to load there. Let's hope it's not being annoying for some reason. Okay. silence now, of course. There's lots of silence as it tries to load up. Oh. Very weird. Right, I'm going to put in the other tape deck. I always have a spare tape deck that's here, and we'll put it in there, and what we'll do is, because we can turn up the volume in there. That's the one thing we can do. So I'll drop my a tape adapter into there, and we'll put this tennis into the other tape deck, and we'll give it a try and see whether we get any further forward from there. What a bad start. I hate a bit of a bad start. You know, it's nothing worse than that. I must have knocked the HDMI cable there, by the way, because it's gone off. Then gone back on again. Fingers crossed we get a perfect output from this. I can hear the background of the record there. There we go. Oh, no. Oh, don't be naughty. Let's change that tone a little bit. Because I was fiddling with this for another reason. So I'll just change the tone a little bit. Turn the volume up a little bit. Let's try it again. See whether or not it works this time round. Tennis on, it'll be Mastertronic tennis of some sort. I'm sure of that. Absolutely convinced of that. Give it another try. This is extremely typical tapes of the time. There we go. Go for it. R-tape error. The dreaded R-tape error. The fear of every single person who's ever watched What's on the Tape. It happens so frequently that it's almost part of the show. He's got his own dressing room at this point. You know, it's older R-tape error himself. It should be my middle name, I think, at this point. R-tape error. Oh, I'm not happy about this. We went from loading beautifully last week to not playing at all this week. Right, okay. I haven't cleaned the tape today. I will admit that. I haven't cleaned the tape drive today. Let's give the tape drive a quick clean and see whether this helps. You just stay there while I grab the tape cleaner. Hang on. Let's grab it. Oh, I was having such a great day today as well. I don't know what you guys did today, but of course the sort of shops and things have reopened in England, and you're allowed to go a little bit further and all that kind of stuff. So we, with the family and I, we took the morning off. So not the normal, or Saturday morning. We took the morning off in the sense of what we do. We decided that we would go to a local town where they've got a number of charity shops, and we thought we'd give it a chance, give it a go at a bit of charity shop hunting, which is absolutely great. It was brilliant. We went early start. We were there by about 9:30 in the morning. Nice parked up. £4 million in cost because it's down in the Lake District. So that's life. The parking your car there is like taking out a second mortgage. But parked the car, took out a second mortgage. Went round the charity shops, and quite a few of them were shut. Reduced hours still and reduced days. Middle of the week mainly for some reason. No volunteers in some of them, but there was quite a few that were open. So that was a good start. That was a lovely start to the day. We were quite pleased that we found quite a few open. And I thought, well, if we get lucky, we get a few things. And I managed to find a whole load of PlayStation 2 games and an Xbox original game, which was really nice, and I found a sealed Nintendo DS game, which delighted me beyond belief, to be honest with you. I was like, ooh, sealed one, and it was it's I've never played it before. It's a game called Ninja Reflex. Unfortunately, it's by the enemy, by E and A. But to be fair, it's second hand, so I have no issue with not having EA making any money out of it because it's second hand at this point, or through a charity shop. But yeah, this doesn't look good, does it? What's going on with this one? That's all off, isn't it? That's all sort of across the screen. That's not right. Yeah, I knew that wasn't going to work. That was definitely that's a non-worker. I can't think what that would be though by Mastertronic. I mean, I'm sure if I search tennis, there'll be like 4 million of them from Mastertronic. That's kind of. I'm just getting the old PlayZX up because that's the best way to do this, and just have a quick look at PlayZX and have a little look at the games that are there. But I'm sure that if I type in Mastertronic and tennis, there's going to be billions of them. Oh. Bastatronic. Tennis. Yeah, it doesn't really search like that. You kind of have to search for the word tennis, and then I'd have to look and see how many there were. Yeah, and the word tennis doesn't really mean much to the game. There's tennis by Winters Limited. There's tennis by Spectrum Computing. There's tennis by Lambra Games of 1989. I doubt it's any of those. And there's Tennis Master by Lambra Games of 1988. So it doesn't really narrow it down. I wonder what version this could have been. Let's break and let's clear this and let's see if we can get anything else to load further on, because that doesn't narrow it down. Unfortunately, we may yet get Ghastly Grange, by the way, the way things are going with that. Let's give you a fast forward here. That's this is the data for it. Yeah, it's the code for it. Fingers crossed we can get something to work here. We'll give it a little fast forward and we'll skip through that. There was one episode of this not that long ago where, if you were patient enough, you could sit through 45 minutes of me trying to get a tape to work. Literally 45 minutes. Do you remember that one? That was a tough watch. And thankfully, lots of people did watch it, but that was a tough watch. Watching me trying to get a tape working for 45 minutes is pretty harsh, to say the least. Just watching 8 minutes or 9 minutes worth of it now is pretty harsh. Oh, God. I'm hoping the tape's a little bit better a bit further on. You never know, because they're all left in funny places. They're left in dark and dismal places. I can hear data running there, and I can't get anything on the screen. Come on. There we go. Let's try it again. Come on. The sound. It's just so bad. Right, hang on, put it in the other tape deck for a second. We'll do that. We'll stick it in the other tape deck and we'll give it a try. This is not a good episode if we're going to do this. Not a good episode at all. Right. Yeah. The other one's head's picking up better than this one. Just slightly. Put the tone about midway. Oh. Volume down a bit. Maybe too loud. Maybe shouting at it. Give it a try again. Okay. Loader. Okay, no idea. Fingers crossed this one loads. The loader loads. Title bites. Okay. This might give us a clue to it, because the other tennis one... Did anybody actually recognise whatever was partially on the screen there? It wasn't very good, was it? It was bad. Codemasters. Bump. Bump and set. Oh, this is the volleyball game that they did. Try to think now what was the tennis game. I know they did one, because this is the USA American ones. This is the American ones they called, aren't they? The Mastertronic America or something similar. USA games. Yeah, bump set spike, and it's basically this is their attempt at a volleyball game. This has been the strangest tape ever, and I mean that in a positive way, because it's been like a Codemasters, I don't know, run at everything that could possibly be Codemasters, but it's like the Bulldog range, the whole Bulldog range. I think was pretty much every Bulldog game was pretty much on the first side of this tape, and this one obviously seems to be the USA versions of these, the American sort of games that they called them, because Ninja came under that, didn't they? I always quite liked Ninja. I don't think anybody else did. I mean, I don't think it was particularly. I think the thing is, we'd have all played it. We played a lot of these games because they were cheap, you know, and you had your pocket money, and not everybody had a lot of money, so cheap games were brilliant.
I actually feel very, you know, the kids nowadays, they're quite lucky. Okay, they don't get anything physical. I do get that they don't get anything physical now for their money. But actually, you know, if you go to Steam or something like that, you can literally buy games for 39p. And that's quite impressive, really. And they were kind of, and on the scale of things, they probably matched the similar in style to the level of, you know, the games the Codemasters games that were generated then. Except they're probably a lot easier to create nowadays. So 39p is kind of a thing. But you can get games for £1, a couple of pounds, and all this kind of stuff. And they're kind of lucky that way. But they're not so lucky that they don't get all the physical collection items of it. But saying that, I've picked up Switch games which is complete and indie and whatever else it's for as little as £7.99, and I think that's pretty good value considering back in the day I paid almost the same amount for Green Beret, which wasn't even a cartridge or something similar like that. So yeah, I can kind of get that. I kind of get the you know, it's the price of games haven't really. Let me just stop that tape. The price of games that haven't really changed that much. Right, international volleyball, but of course they called it Bump Set Spike, because nobody knew what that was, international volleyball, back in 1986, apparently. Right, okay, let's drink some coffee. Hang on a second. When was Top Gun? When was the movie Top Gun? Was that the 80s? That was the 80s. I'm sure it was the 80s. Top Gun kind of made it semi-famous, I guess. Up, down, left, right, to swap man. 1, 2, hit. That kind of makes sense to me. Right, press fire at start. Okay, so here we go. That's me running backwards and forwards there. Oh God, right, okay, well, this is bad. Oh, new serve. I'm not very good at... Oh, I'm not very good at this. Do you know, I don't think I've ever played this one, to be honest with you. I'm this man. Wiggling. Oh, God. They're just totally owning me. I can't hit it at all. I'm pressing the button for the man. So he starts wiggling when he's man one. No, let that go out, because that's out. I've not hit a single ball here. Yay! I think I scored. Did I score a point? Oh my God. I think the idea with volleyball is you can hit it alternately. Oh, do I have to hold the button down to hit it? Maybe I have to. Oh, I did. I put my arms out there and sort of held out for it. I gave the ball a little hug. Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely take and leave this one. Oh, I pushed it there, but I don't know what I did with it. Oh my goodness. Yeah. The computer's won, I think, because it's all dancing now. Yep. Definitely having a little dance with its win. Yeah. That's definitely, I have that in my collection. That's I can see the effort that's gone into it. I'm not very good at it. Very tough to play that one. And then, to be fair, that's it. That's all there is to it. You basically would score 9 points and you'd beat the computer. And that would be it for your money. Not one of the better ones, if that makes sense. I don't mind a bit of repetitive nature, but that one, yeah. I think that's the best nature that I can be over things. That's just a bit. There's nothing there. There could have been so much more. There could have been so much more. Let's see what else is on this tape. No more sports games, let's hope. Okay, another Mastertronic. Crazy. Ooh. Is there a game? Ball Crazy. That's the one I'm thinking of. This actually is quite good. This again. This is This isn't the USA ones. This is Added Dimension. the MAD games, so Mastertromic Added Dimension, so they called them MAD, which is what they were. This one's actually, if I remember, this one's quite good. The idea of this one is you bounce on the platforms to change their colours to match the colour in the middle of the screen. So there's like a colour in the middle of the screen, and you basically have a little ball guy, and he bounces backwards and forwards. And I think the only thing he can do with his fire button is hold his position, so he kind of stops himself bouncing for a second so that you don't crash into anything and bounce backwards and forwards. I quite like Ball Crazy. I think I've done it on my channel a couple of times. I think I've done the Amstrad version, and I think I've done the Spectrum version as well, because I quite liked it. When I saw it, it was quite a nice puzzle game. Yeah, it works all right on the Spectrum. I was going to say it doesn't work very well on the Spectrum, but it doesn't. It does. I lie. I mean, it's just when you see other versions where you don't have the colour clash and other things going on, it's not so. It looks much more impressive. But fingers crossed, though, it loads. That's the main thing. So yeah, we've had a lovely day today. I mean, as I say, a bit of charity shop hunting, and we managed to get around to several of them. They were all very nice. What a change it is. You know, there's a kind of a mood. There's a sort of a feel of you know, a relaxing of things has made such a difference. I mean, we've all been good. We've all been staying at home. We've all been doing exactly what they asked us to do, and to try and reduce this pandemic, if not a bit late with the staying at home. We could have probably done more damage if we'd done it early on, but hey, you know, we did do it, but we didn't do it for long enough. So that's life. But you know, we're all getting the vaccinations. We're all moving forward. It's all good, realistically. So there was a real mood of sort of quite nice. There was a lot of this town we went to. There's quite a lot of little outdoor pubs and things like that, and all of which were fully populated by people. There was quite a, you know, all behaving themselves, all social distancing correctly, no misbehaving and whatever else it was. It might be worse down south or something similar, but certainly where I was, it was lovely. It was nice. Everybody was being nice, families and whatever else. Everybody obeying the rules nicely. We've all got used to it, you know, the sort of, you know, limits to the number of people in shops and whatever else it is, and behaving ourselves in the way that we do it. And to be fair, it was good, and we had a good poke around the charity shops that were open, and I had a good dig sort of through things. And I mean, I got some games. One place I go into, they'd obviously just been I don't know, they'd got wet. They were not very nice anyway. They were sort of almost like salty and dirty. I guess in Attica somewhere, something like that. But basically the games were fine, and the manuals were fine, and the covers were fine. They're just dirty plastic outlays. So I bought them, and they were cheap, and they sort of sold them for £1 each. And I was like, yeah, we'll do that. And I don't mind giving to charity at the end of the day. So we got a few of those, and they were good. I can't remember what I got. I got things like, what did I get? I think the big names amongst it all. So I managed to get the original Xbox version of Doom 3 in the metal limited edition box, which I thought was quite nice, actually. Funnily enough, again, another one that had been water damaged, and as a result, it was a little bit rusty, and I quite liked it. I thought, you know something? It's very apt, isn't it? It's Doom, and the case, which is metal, is a little bit rusty, and I thought, yeah, I quite like that in the way it looks, sort of aesthetically. It was. That's why I actually bought it. I actually have Doom 3 already. Didn't have the metal box version, but I had Doom 3 already, and I thought, do you know what? I'm buying that because of the way it looks. You know, the way that the box is and things like that. So it was really good. Press enter to play or any other key to continue. Right. There's the keys. So AL. SL to stay down, enter to fire. Right, so this is our thing. So we've got to make them all yellow. So let's... Down. No, got me. Psst. So got to make them all yellow. You see that? The thing there? Oh, he's got me again. Oh, I can fire upwards. Ugh. I should have fired. Oh, he's got me again. Psst. That's it. And then we just need to do this one. And then we're all good to go. And then we need to make these ones cyan in colour. Damn you. That's okay. So it's quite good. I mean, as long as you don't stay on them once you've changed the colour. Psst. You only notice you burst when she hit the ground. Oh, look at this. I'm going to have to go through all the colours here to get this one to work. Stay down. I've got no bullets left. Oh, gosh. Got me. How many lives have I got left? 4. You know it's a tough game when you get a lot of lives, so we often say this about this one. But, so, yeah, I quite like it. Oh, get off. No! It is a little harsh with the creatures, though. They are a bit... It is a tad unforgiving. Alright, now I've got a thing that I can take an impact. That's what I had. I had like an impact. There we go. He's going to bounce around here. Go on, away. Away with you. Yeah, those things can be a tad harsh, but otherwise, it's... Oh, he got me. That's it. Now we've got to go green. You're almost better to hold the button down to begin with. To hold the sort of stay down button. He's got me. 2 lives left. Ah, yeah, you stay over there. Got my hard hat on now, so I should be able to take an impact. Yeah, I can take an impact. That's it. Damn, he's got me just as my hat ran out. See what I mean? It's not a bad game, that. By The Firm. Which is Mike Talbot and Jimmy Tripp. Graphics by Sarah Day. It's a great little game. It's a lot of simple fun. I quite like that one. Pretty simple to pick up as well. There's lots of these things. The thing about that is budget titles. There's like blooming loads of them, weren't there? There was huge numbers of sort of budget titles that were put out there. So we got quite a lot of those that were sort of available. But I like that one. I always quite liked that one. I always thought it was quite good. Just a bit tough with the thing bouncing around there. Quite satisfying to play though. Pretty simple. Okay, what we got next? Definitely another Mastertronic, and it's Rasta. Oh, now I've played this one before. Rasta is a game where you play as a ball searching around a ship, I think. And one of the lovely things about this is the 3-dimensional look, if I remember rightly, of the actual ball itself. It looks from the way that they've done it, and it's to do with the way that they've overlaid sort of patching on it, and the way that rotates round on it, and on the sprite thing. It gives that sense of it being an actual sphere instead of not, and I quite like that. If this is the game, I think it is. You'll see the ball looks really quite good. 1001 limited, 1001 limited, or is it binary? 1001. Could be 10001. Which would be... Hang on, let's do my maths. 1, 4, 8, 9. It would be 9. Check my maths. I'm sure it's 9. Because 1 is 1. If you get a bit in the second one, that's 2, so that's 3. If you get a bit in the next one, that's 4. So that would be give you the 1 across there, and if you get a bit in the next one, it's 8. So first bit is 8, 0, 0, 1. So it's 9 in its decimal. There you go. How about that? Managed it this time round. Now, I think the idea of this is you're trying to repair the ship, if I remember rightly, but I can't remember the ins and outs of it. I did play this one, actually. I don't know whether I played it on my channel or whether or not I played it... I think I may have played it on my channel. I think it may have been a Vega game, I think, on the channel. Do you know, I never did finish that Vega list. There's about 200, possibly, games that I never got around to playing, but they are all text adventures. I keep wondering whether I should just do a montage of the whole blooming lot. Maybe. Maybe we should just do one gigantic sort of thing. This is when I didn't know about recording with a microphone as well, and I did a terrible job of recording. The sound quality from me on these microphone ones, is kind of awful. And at the time, I was like, that's all right. Nobody will mind that awful quality. And to be fair, it's absolutely awful. So there's probably 700 videos on my channel, and there's thousands more since then. But 700 videos on my channel, which are just embarrassing sort of sound on them. Maybe it's only 500 actually, because I think that later on I changed my microphone and a few other things, so it wasn't so bad. But some really poor sound quality and sort of a little bit of a lack of understanding from me, especially when you start these things. It's never quite perfect. So, right, go to sup the coffee. I'm going to do that. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's very good. So, news, I guess, this week and last week. News that slightly disturbed me and also makes me feel sort of, well, I told you so. The whole PlayStation 3, PlayStation Vita saga, where if your games are digital and download them and your PlayStation 3 goes out of sync with the PlayStation servers, time servers, which are due to go off as well at some point, you can't play your games anymore. Even if you own them, you've downloaded them digitally. Unless Sony come along and patch those systems, and they've already said, why the hell would anybody want to? One of their chief executives said, why the hell would anybody want to play the old games? Your games are done for. How crappy is that? And that, by the way, includes your physical media as well, because once the time server's out and no longer can contact Sony, you've had it. CMOS battery goes in your PlayStation 3, your Vita, and you can't play your games anymore. What's the point in collecting for a PlayStation 3 if you're a PlayStation 3 owner and like PlayStation 3? That's pretty harsh. Anyway, let's try the game. Let's on that note. So this is a rotational of the ball. There we go. And then it rotates, I think, left and right. Look at that. That's what I like about it. Look at that. Look at the look. And they've been clever here. They've put things in the foreground so that you are the foreground so you don't get colour clash. That nice. I know we've got to go somewhere and do something with the ship, because there's a spaceship at that side of the screen. And I'm sure that we have to kind of save the ship from something. I'm not sure what we're saving it from, but we're definitely saving it. Graphics are really nice in this game. I do like them. So we're in the first bit. I'm going to... M is probably the fire button. It's QAOP and space, I think. I'm going to assume it's space. So that's that ship part there. I do like... Oh, that's a tape recorder. Look. Tape recorder in the background with the tape on it. Never noticed that before. And these are, of course, the spanners that you're sitting in, those little carved bits there. It's kind of nice, that, actually. Little touch that I don't think I noticed last time round. I'm not sure, as I say, I'm not entirely sure what I should be doing. And I'm bouncing all over the shop here instead of... Right, just calm down. That's it, we'll bounce along top of there. So we'll go across here. And bounce along here. Oh, I like the nice use of the lighter white. There's a grey and then a light white there. I can't go through that room. That's fine. Let's go down here then. I guess we've got to follow these pipes for some reason. I'm not sure what for. As I say, I'm not sure what we're meant to do in here, but I do like the look of this. It's a beautiful looking game. Very well designed and very, very pretty. It's one of those things, isn't it? I've said this before about games from the 80s, and they were very experimental in their design and their look. Nowadays they're less so, and which is a shame because the experimental stuff is how we get more interesting things. I'm going to leave it there because I don't know what I'm quite meant to do. Did anybody else play Raster Scan back in the day, and did they know what they were doing with it? Personally, I don't. So we're going to move on and do that. But very experimental. I love that sort of experimental feel. That doing something that somebody else didn't do. And it makes a very interesting. Yep, that's right. I thought the tape wasn't playing for a second there. Makes a very interesting. Oh. Come on. Turn that up a little bit. It might have been re-recorded over this tape. The only reason I didn't think that was the case last time round was that it loaded so nicely. I've got the tone. No, we're not going to go for it. Rewind. Let's just turn that up a little bit more. It seems to be... The second side of the tape seems weird in comparison to the first side. First side was absolutely spot on. Right, let's turn that down a touch. Let's go for it. Come on. Oh, come on. Right, I'm going to swap it back into the tape drive and we'll see from there. Oh, I hate these frustrating ones. Because, as I say, the first side of this tape was absolutely spot on. We're about halfway through. This will be the halfway point, this one. If we can get this one loading. Come on, you know you want to. Come on. Can't keep everybody waiting. Loader. Another one that says loader. Okay, fingers crossed. Okay, what's this one? Very weird how we're kind of crossing between the two. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Yeah, okay, so this one is, yet again, which is going to fail. I can see it failing here because it's loading badly. This one is another Bulldog game. So we've had a lot of the Bulldog games so far, but this is another Bulldog game. Right, I'm going to let that crash, and I'm going to put... I've got it on PlayZX, I'm sure of that, without a doubt. PlayZX must have Dr. Jekyll and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I'll be surprised if it didn't. Yep, absolutely, we knew there was an R-tape error coming there. Let's put this in here, and let's go for Mr. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Right, I have this. I've never played it. Funnily enough, though, I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking, do you know what? There's so few actual Bulldog games. You could easily get a complete set, and I think this is one of these cheap ones. If you ever wanted a complete set of something, you could have that very, very quickly. Dr. Jekyll. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Found it. Bulldog, 1987. Yeah, load it. It's being awkward. Sorry about this. I'm just pushing the done button on it, and it's going no. No, don't want to play. No, don't want to play. Why aren't you playing? Yeah, that's the one I want. Play. Pause. Right, it's working now. Don't know why it didn't work a second ago, but it didn't. But didn't want to play. There we go. Nice solid signs there. Sorry about the long pause there while I tried to get the work. Very odd though, isn't it? I was just looking there as well in the list that's on here. There's quite a few on the list that's on this sort of Doctor part of it. A lot of it Doctor Who, but it's Doctor Who and the Dalek Attack, and the alternative software version of Doctor Who and the Dalek Attack is 11 minutes and 12 seconds to load. That's a long 11 minutes and 12 seconds. That's a long time to actually take to load. Okay, so this is kind of along the same lines as the Stripper one, if I remember rightly, or Streaker one. Streaker, same difference, sort of. Maybe not, but same sort of difference, to be honest with you. If I remember rightly, it's kind of an adventure game where you're either Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde, or Jackal, isn't it? Dr. Jackal or Mr. Hyde. Sort of an adventure, sort of a game of sorts. That's just been such a very weird tape that I don't really know how to categorise this one. It does look like somebody's taped over something, but it's weird that the first side was so spot on and the second side's been so awkward to load. It just doesn't make much sense, really. But yeah, it's a bit of an odd one, that. Anyway, so I hope you all are having a lovely weekend and that you've managed to do something that you've not been able to do for a while, even if it is to go for a pint or a bite to eat. Can you eat in restaurants yet? I think you can. Do a bit of shopping in shops that you don't normally shop in. It's one of those things, isn't it? Do you see a very large supermarket did a branding thing suggesting that everybody went and supported their local businesses recently. It's good PR for them, but also it's nice to see them, strangely, somebody going, you know what? We've made lots of money during this pandemic, and they have, because they've been open for all this time. Mostly supermarkets have. Made quite a lot of money from this pandemic. It's been a bit of, there was a bit of a gold rush. Remember the toilet paper gate, where everybody went and bought toilet paper. It's been a bit of a boom for them in certain aspects, and I think to some extent, saying, come on, get back out to local businesses is probably not a bad shout, realistically. That's the problem with corporation, though, at the end of the day. When you get so big and you start eating everything else around you, you can sometimes forget what it's like to be the little guy, if that makes sense. I think there's almost a level you can be at, and then you shouldn't be any bigger, if that makes sense. If you still want to be responsible to the people that are there. I watched I can't remember who posted it, actually, but somebody posted it on Facebook feed, and it was somebody roasting, comedians roasting billionaires, and one of them was the owner of Amazon, and they were giving him a bit of a roasting about what he can do, and the fact that he was at certain events that probably wouldn't have been at if he hadn't been a billionaire, that kind of thing, so but it's. I don't begrudge him making the money. What I do begrudge him is not paying any taxes, because that pays for your granny to stay in a home, basically, when you get older, or looks after the hospitals, or makes sure your roads are done, and all the other bits and pieces. If you don't pay tax, then those things don't happen. And they would argue that the tax is, on your side, and whatever else is in your side of it. I mean, nobody really wants to pay it. Let's get it true, get it right. But at the same time, it's an evil that theoretically should fund sensible things. Practical things to make sure that kids don't live in poverty and other bits and pieces like that. Important things that when you're old you can actually afford to put the heating on in the winter, which should be a basic necessity after you've spent most of your working life working. But yeah, very interesting thought. No, that's just a thought from me anyway. Right, okay, let's stop this tape thing here, and let's unplug the phone, and let's try this game. Hey, it was very political of me today, wasn't it? But anyway, practical rather than political, I think. I would rather call it practical rather than political. You're in Hyde Park. You have to ride the penny farthing. You must penny farthing. In the underground layers, you must walk. Hints. Make your way through the underground layers, go through the cave system into the dark forest, find the exit, make pathways, go to the quarry and cross the deep lake, approach the coded 9-key hole hill, find the last hideout, make sure you can fire, beware of drowning and guardians, beware of question, watch out for the counter. If it happens to reach 0, then you have no time left. Wow, okay. I think that's the entire rundown of the entire story. So, this is me. I'm on like a bicycle. I've got to go to the underground, so I'm going to go to the underground. M. List objects. You're carrying nothing. Right, okay, so where am I going? Oh, hang on. Go to the underground. I forgot all about this section, you know. I don't remember this section. Take. Vanishing here. Game by Steve Curtis. Right. Up we go. Graphics by Russell Deaton. Exciting. Ah. A double-headed axe. Awesome. What's this? Take. A sparkling gem. A fluffy teddy bear. Maybe. I don't know. We seem to be just driving on our little motorcycle-y thing all the way up the level. Where are we going, Mr. Jackal? Mr. Jackal? I don't remember this game at all. There's another thing to take. Seasickness pills. List objects. Let's use the number 1. I've got the axe with me. I've got it attached to the front of the bicycle. The motorcycle. Try and catch a bottle. To the left. To the left. This is weird. 3, 4. To the left. Anybody else played Jackal and Wide? Don't let the time run out, or you're done for. Four, Vanish here. Ah! Yes, the Vanish here made that disappear. Take the old rusty key, there's a thing there. So you drop the items beside it, a bit Dizzy-esque, I'm afraid. For those of us who don't like Dizzy. Take. You're carrying too much. Drop. Rusty key. 4. No. Oil covered sponges. What are we having for tea? Tonight we're having oil covered sponges. I think. Oh, try catching a bottle. Go to the quarry. This is. Oh, right. No idea. I always thought there was a bit with the little fat fella walking around, Mr. Wide. But I guess not. What can I drop? I don't know. Sparkling gem. Well, just whatever that was. Take. I've taken a bottle of red wine. Can I drink the red wine? Nope. This is a bit weird, isn't it? I'm playing it, but I'm not really sure. Don't take the wine. A small sea fish in here is here. Drop. I don't know what I'm doing. Don't take the wine. I don't know. That's weird, isn't it? That's a bit of a weird one. Don't get that one at all. Do you? Completely confusing. Let's move on. Let's see what else is on this tape. Let's see if we can get a bit further on. Yeah, well, that was about the halfway mark, that one. So let's see if we can get anything else off this tape. I don't know what the tennis one was. That annoys me because we didn't even close to what the tennis one was there. So that's the code for Dr. Jekyll and Hyde. Let's have a good fast forward here. There's a space. Fingers crossed. I can hear data. It's just not going very well. It's like it's quiet rather than being... We'll pop it in the other drive. We'll pop it in the other tape deck, and we'll see what happens there. And we'll see if we can get some noise out of it using the other tape deck. So let's just pop that in there. Just press the play button. Let's see. Yeah, there's definitely a bit of noise there. Let's see if we can get anything out of this. Nothing thus far. Okay, maybe a space. Fingers crossed. Okay. We got things happening. Okay, let's pop that out again. Let's take that out of there. Right, okay, we're going to put it back in the other tape drive and we'll give it another try. Fingers crossed. Toes too. And anything else you fancy? UCM, yeah, Universal Marine, whatever else it is. I think this is another. I'd say this is a tape full, absolutely full, chocker to the brim, with various sort of Mastertronic sort of value added sort of games. That's what it is. It seems to be anyway. Let's find UCM. I've got this somewhere. What's worse is I actually know that I've got this. I got a brand new... what's it called? A brand new version of it, and it's got a specific name. It's like Universal Marine or something like that. Let me just do a quick... Let's do a quick search for it, because I know it'll be here, but it's not the one we're thinking of. UCM. Ultimate Combat Mission, that's what it is. I thought it was Marine, but it's Ultimate Combat Mission. Ultimate. We can put this into Ultimate Combat Mission. Oh, let's try this. Oh, I'm excited. There's a 128K version of it, which means we'll get some fancy music, which sounds like it might be fun. This is kind of a scrolling shoot 'em up that goes up the level. It's not bad actually, if I remember rightly. I definitely played it on my channel. Interestingly enough, it's no bigger load time, would you believe, for the 128K version than it is any other ones. Playability, Mastertronic. It is a game about... See if I can find it. Oh, there's no blooming... There's no real Wikipedia about the blooming thing. Well, there is. If we go to Spectrum Computing, there is. Yeah, it's got these sort of androids on the beginning of it, mechanoids of some sort. But we've got the 128k version. You basically scroll up the level shooting things. A bit Commando-esque, a bit Who Dares Wins 2, a bit Akari Warriors. It was probably inspired by all of those people, to be honest with you. So yeah, this is the one. And I have played this on my channel as well. There's one, as I say, it was one that I got as a cheap sort of additional one. So we've got Mandroid and Warmonger. He's a Mandroid. I love that. Mandroid. Couldn't be an android, he had to be a Mandroid. I suppose it doesn't make it tougher because he's a Mandroid. Warmonger doesn't look too happy though. I think he may have sharted because he looks like. Oops. They've got that Borg look to them, but I think this is pre-Borg. Definitely pre-Borg, I think. 1987. Definitely pre-Borg. So, is it pre-even Star Trek Next Generation as well? Or that's when it started? I can't remember. Simultaneous multiplayer shoot 'em up. Wow. Amazing. Let's drink coffee. The thing about this is, if I'd got this back in the day, apart from the cover wasn't its usual quality, if you ask me, it wasn't quite the usual thing. But if I'd got this back in the day, I would have been quite pleased with it, because it's a shoot 'em up, and I like shoot 'em ups. It's kind of on, let's say, the terms of sort of Akari Warriors and Commando and that kind of thing. So I liked it for that reason as well. I quite enjoyed that. To be fair though, I'm a Who Dares Wins 2 man over a Commando man. I like the Commando's good, but because it scrolls. But Who Dares Wins 2, I like because of the fact that the levels are sort of room at a time, and it doesn't scroll. It just moves from next room to the room as you hit the top of them. I kind of like that, if you know what I mean. I was to say, I've always been a bit of more of that. I also think that I couldn't afford Commando at the time as a kid. Who Dares Wins I got as a cheap. They were selling it off cheap, so I got Who Dares Wins, and then of course was like, this is the shoot 'em up of all time, and nobody can convince me otherwise. The Commando was better. And to be fair, I've got the arcade edition on I think it's a PlayStation or an original Xbox compilation, the original arcade one. Of course, you can always MAME it if you really want to, but I've got those versions of it, and to this day, I'm still not as enamoured by it as I am by Who Dares Wins 2. I also like the story of Who Dares Wins 2 as well, because there isn't actually a Who Dares Wins, the original one. It's the Who Dares Wins was going to be so close to Commando as a clone that there was threats of sort of legal action, which probably is the reason why it never saw the light of day at the end of the day. So it never saw that, never happened really. Yeah, I'm worried about Warmonger. He doesn't look a happy bunny. Mandroid seems very happy to be an android, or a Mandroid, but Warmonger doesn't seem so happy. Looks quite angry or sad. It's weird. It's weird. So we're getting on with this tape. We're getting there. We're making our way through it. We're definitely ploughing through it. It's such a weird tape, though. I mean, I don't even know how to describe it really. I think it's something copied over, but there's the evidence of what it was isn't there anymore. To be fair, it came with a collection of other tapes, and I don't know how many of these are actually, tapes that are involved with it. But it came with a collection of other tapes that included the He-Man kids sort of chat, He-Man sort of storybooks and things like that. So it might have been something to do with that. Are you gonna? Well, I can start the game, but I couldn't change the keys there. Oh, he's shooting away by himself. Come on then, somebody kill Mandroid. This will be where nobody can kill Mandroid because they just run down the middle of it. Yeah. They're just hurling themselves down the level. So we're meant to be running up that level, but I couldn't change the keys. There was a soundtrack there as well. I have played this one before, previously. Notice nobody's coming down the same bit that I'm standing on at the moment. I suppose that would have been a bit unfair to initially start the level by just throwing them straight at you. But as you can see, you run up the level, you shoot the dudes, and you clear the level, and that's basically it. I know, sorry, a bit disappointing really that it didn't actually blooming work. Typical of what's on the tape. Realistically, this wouldn't be the first time we've actually had a game that didn't work. We had an Android 1 the other day that didn't work as well. That was a bit annoying. Right, okay, let's try something else. Come on, let's move on. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, let's push the buttons. Let's press the play button. This is the. That's the data for it. Let's fast forward this. Let's see what else we've got on this. What other delights? They all seem to be the not the tail end. I mean, these are 86, 87, 88, I think, sort of games. Somebody with a massive interest in the Mastertronic sort of range. And we'll see what else we got. I have to admit, I was quite disappointed when they changed the formatting for them. You know, the cases from those sort of gridded things. They used to have those blue grids. Here we go. This may be it. We've probably got space for another 2 games, possibly. Flash. Saviour of the universe. Could be there's actually that, you know, funnily enough. Flash. He saved every one of us. He did. I remember that. Do you remember that? Do you remember that movie? That was a class movie, that was. Back in the day. I'm sure nowadays somebody looks back at it and goes, it was pure cheese. And it probably was. It was pure cheese. But let's be honest, that was a cracking movie. And I remember, I don't know if I've told the story before, but I'll tell the story. So, back in the day, Sugar Puffs, the cereal people. Here's Flash Gordon. Yeah, Sugar Puffs, the cereal people. Yeah, of course, they released it, didn't they? Oh. Let's see if it'll load now, because it wasn't there. There we go. So Sugar Puffs the cereal were doing like a collect the cards from it. So they were like sticker cards or something similar. I don't think it was stickers as such, but you collected those, and you had there was also a booklet you could send off for. These are the days when cereals used to have you send off for things instead of click on something in your mobile and oh look, you got a mobile app where we could track you for whatever for the rest of your natural born life. But nowadays those days you used to be able to send off for stuff. You know, you'd collect the tokens on the boxes and you'd send off for things, and you'd get things that came inside the cereals. And of course nowadays you're not allowed to have it inside the cereals, and then they moved it outside of the cereal because, you know, nobody would want it tucked in the cereal. Let's hope it loads, because it looks like it's a multi-loader, so we'll find out in a second. So this will be the end of this tape, by the way. This is all going to be Flash Gordon. Flash. He saved every one of us. Anyway, so you used to send off for these things from your Sugar Puffs or whatever else. And Sugar Puffs are doing a Flash Gordon card collecting whatever else it is. Well, anyway, I couldn't complete my collection, so egged on by grandparents and whatever else it is, because everybody used to write once upon a time. Do you remember we used to write and not send bloody emails and do automatic? Do you know how much better response you get if you physically write? Still. You get much better response if you actually put pen to paper and write to somebody when it comes to sort of complaining or whatever else it is. You get a much better response than you do if you actually send it via email or join one of these petitions online. This is the whole point anyway, but I sidetrack. I digress. So basically, we used to get these sort of Flash Gordon things. Well, anyway, it ended before I managed to finish the booklet, and I was quite short of the bits and pieces. So I wrote to the Honey Monster, as you do, and I said to the Honey Monster, I didn't manage to finish my Flash Gordon collection. Can you get me the following missing ones? And the Honey Monster sent me back a complete book. with all the stickers and everything. Now I wish I'd known where that had gone to, because it's probably worth quite a lot of money nowadays. But and I wouldn't have sold it though. I'd have collected it. I'd have put it on the shelf and made it look beautiful, like everything else that I collect. But yeah, the Honey Monster sort of sent me the whole booklet complete and everything. I was so pleased with that. I was delighted, to be honest with you. I was so, and that's what companies used to do. You know, that these big firms used to, you know, because Sugar Puffs isn't a small firm, or whoever owns Sugar Puffs isn't a small firm, and they used to actually be responsive and you know, didn't treat us like cattle or wallets to be drained. They used to treat us like human beings and individuals, and I still hold to that now. Even now, in my experience, I still treat people like human beings. They're not cash cows to be milked for whatever else is. They are people and like me. But yeah, they used to do that. But I got a whole Flash Gordon thing. I was delighted with that back in the day. Really was. It was really cool. I don't know how big this Flash Gordon's going to be, because this is just part one of the multi-load. We'll see. It's quite exciting, actually. Flash Gordon wasn't the Defenders of the Universe as well, wasn't there? Defenders of the Universe, Defenders of the Earth. Was it Earth or was it Universe? I can't remember. Defenders. I'm sure that was the thing, wasn't it? Defenders. Redefine keys, number 5. Up, down, left. Oh, sugar. Right, fire. Let's try that again. Redefine keys. I've got fingers in the wrong places. Q, A, O, P, and space. Because I'm playing on a +2, and it's a bit awkward to get to the M key. Right, 0 to start the game. Flash, the Earth will soon be under attack from Ming. You must stop him and seek the help of Prince and Baron. Oh, remember this. Wasn't that the guy who was the tree bloke? Yeah, it was. There's Flash. That's to duck. That's to shoot. Got hours. We've only got 24 hours. Flash! Your only hope! Shoot him in the tree forest place. Oh, I can karate kick. What? No! No! I stopped for a little kiss with him because it took a little while to sort of disappear. Oh, God. Oh, you can turn down the pathways. Oh, this is one of these annoying ones. Where you got loads and loads of different routes to go. I don't even know where I am on the map. Where am I on the map? Am I the X? Oh, he doesn't even die. Where am I? Oh, look, there's some skulls and things like that. Maybe that's to help me out. What's this? Oh, refilled the ammo. We are reloaded. That's it. You just stay there. Right. Up that way. Go on this way. Gonna go for it. Is that the way I've just come, though? I have a feeling that's the way I've just come. Yeah, I have. Let's go back again. I've been hit by a boulder. I think the planet's doomed. I'm no Flash Gordon. Or Buck Rogers. I like Buck Rogers. I don't know about you guys. I always like Buck Rogers. Buck Rogers is awesome. Wilma Deering. Oh. Everybody loved a bit of Wilma, didn't they? Biddy, biddy, biddy. Oh, if you've not seen Buck Rogers, please feel free to Google Buck Rogers and Wilma Deering. Yeah. You see what I mean? I don't know where I am. That map at the bottom is utterly useless, by the way. It doesn't even show where you're moving on it. There's some skulls on it, so I assume that's where I am. The skull bit. And the X marks the spot. Oh, do I have to karate kick this? Kicked it in the whatever else it is. So if I go straight on, theoretically, I should be where I want to be. in theory. There's a face. He doesn't die. Oh, he's died now. What about this face? Nothing. Ah, I'm dead. Right. A strange one. A strange one. Let's see if there's anything else on the tape, but I very much doubt it, because let me just have a little look at it. I think that's our lot. I think this is all flash data now. Let's just see. Let's see if we can find something, but I don't think we're gonna have anything else. That was a bit of a weird one. Wasn't overly enamoured by that one, if I'm honest. I kind of wished it now at this point that it had actually been the duplicate of the previous data. That would have been quite nice, because then we could have skipped on. Nothing's loading properly now. Yeah, it's just the data for it. That's Flash 2, where Flash finally does take off his helmet in the jungle. Oh god, I keep pushing the stop button down a bit hard. We'll give it another fast forward here. I think we're done though. Oh, knock my cable out. Ooh, it's a funny noise. Funny noise on that bit. Not a happy tape side of the tape. Oh, and that's it. It's over. Well, I thought it was going to be over from that anyway, to be honest with you. So, don't forget, we're going to Computer Hits or Computer Hits 3 as the choice. Put it in the comments below, whichever you fancy. Next week, I'm going to do it, as I say, what I'll do is I'll find a couple of C15s. There was quite a few of those. We'll do a C15 and we'll do the Ghostly Grange, the Brainstorm, and the Pentomania, because I think that's worth looking at, actually, because it looks kind of cool. Anyway, I've been your host, Real Genetic Demon. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye now.